Yo, what's up, y'all? We're back to another video on the channel, and today we react to the best of anime 2024 by Gigguk. If y'all new to the channel, consider that subscribe button. I'm on my way to 2,000 subscribers as we speak, so help it out. That sub button.
2024 has come
Now,
and seemingly gone. As
2024
it was certainly a busy year.
Okay, 2024 has a lot of bangers. I'm not gonna lie, bro. A lot of bangers, a lot of new anime.
And I wouldn't blame you
Solo
for
leveling.
wanting to shut off the world and
on
put
now.
on some anime.
Really good
And
anime.
Thankfully, this year, anime.
Let's see what we got for us. Best year is Dandadan, My Hero, ReZero. No spoilers. I really want to watch ReZero.
Anime
Oh my God,
just keeps
a lot of
continuing
good
to
ones.
soar in popularity for the better and for the worse.
Yeah, everyone thinks anime is cool
I'm getting
now.
used to how much of a global
Oh my God,
phenomenon
so
it's
leveling.
become. School friends who never had any interest in animation will hit me up telling me they saw Dandadan. People who
Dun,
never
dun,
heard
dun,
about
dun,
Crunchyroll
dun,
will
dun,
casually
dun,
talk
dun,
about
dun,
discovering this random
best.
Japanese show on
Best,
Netflix.
bro. That's
My
peak-
parents
peak
watched
Nugent,
anime
not gonna
this
lie.
year. The idea of being a pure anime fan feels like it's slowly getting phased out.
And I'm not a fresh one. Like, I've been an anime fan since 2020.
As anime just becomes another
Well,
part of
I'm,
pop
like,
culture.
in the loop
But for
for
those
real.
of us who still wear that mantle, what else was happening this year? For about 2 weeks, our community became obsessed with Deers, with the release
What?
of a song you'd lost
Oh, I remember
seconds in
this.
before realizing.
I remember this. I saw this on TikTok.
I think
It's
my
little sus,
brain
I'm not gonna
just
lie.
committed suicide.
After years of waiting, it looked like we were finally getting
Oh
the
my God,
first
this-
great Junji
I heard
Ito
this had a
adaptation.
horrible
Uzumaki came out
animation.
and smashed
That's what I
the
heard.
curse by giving us an anime that did justice to his horrifying art. It was disturbing. It was unnerving. This is it. The run that's going to change everything. We're gonna do it, and there comes episode 2. Free
was
Run
bad?
became a cultural phenomenon, popularizing
Wait,
the
did he
phrase,
say it was bad?
"Gonna do it," and there comes episode 2. Free Ren became a cultural phenomenon, popularizing the phrase, "That's what him or
Good
the
episode
hero
one,
would've
yeah,
done,"
episode two fell off
inspiring
crazy.
people so much that someone quoted him after
Wait! I really wanted to watch this.
stopping a
Still.
real knife attack, in a rare case of a Free Run fan doing something outside of posting Yubel's
I've seen
armpit.
so
Demon Slayer laid the
many
groundwork
edits
for
on
its
TikTok
final
about
arc
that
by
anime.
having his big bad moves
Demon
take
Slayer?
5 business days to
Peak-
walk to
peak
his
animation.
destination. Fans seem to be split on whether this scene was pure badassery
Or-
or just over the top silly. I'm just saying, if they really wanted their villain to have unmatched aura, they should have just fully committed to
Nah,
the
bro, that's
Bollywood way
aura.
of
What are you talking
introducing
about?
their characters.
That's Aura. Okay, now you're making him lose Aura. You're making him lose that Aura. I'm not gonna lie.
It felt like a truck full of massive manga came to
Oh
the end
my
of their serialization,
God.
which included 2 mega hits in My Hero Academia and Jujutsu Kaisen. I didn't read them, but I can say from experience that historically speaking, when a long-running massive Shonen Jump manga ends, it's almost
Two
always
goats.
met with unanimous
Two
praise
goats, bro.
and support, and this
gonna lie.
was no different.
I think my brain just committed suicide.
Yeah, JJK
Isekai
fandom
became an
was
official word in the Oxford
No.
English Dictionary,
A
giving
manga
legitimacy
ending,
to all the Isekai
no comment.
trash men out there. Following the news, the search was officially started to find exactly who Truck-kun's British cousin would be.
Wait, are we still
Here
doing
he
this,
is
bro?
now.
Are we still doing this Isekai thing 2025, bro? 2024, like.
And last, but certainly not least, we lost a legend this year in Akira Toriyama. I tried
We're in a
writing
moment
a long
silence.
segment for this, but nothing I wrote felt like it did justice to this man's legacy, so I'm gonna keep it short. He may
One
not
of
have
the
been the
goats.
mangaka that influenced me the most, but he is the mangaka that influenced the most people around the world. He inspired a generation of people, and his work will continue to inspire for many generations to come.
One of
And
the
for
goats.
that, what more can you say but thank you.
Honorable
This was a
mentions.
weird year to try and distill down when picking my best anime. To avoid any confusions, these videos aren't just meant to be a definitive shortlist of my favorites, but it's my favorites that I want to passionately share and talk about with you guys. Normally,
I'm sorry,
that's
my
the
bad, my
vast
bad.
majority. But it turns out
Excuse me,
that a lot of
crashing
my
out.
favorite shows this year, I don't have more than like 2 sentences to say. Mainly because many
I'm
of
not
them
gonna lie. I've watched the bare minimum of anime this year. Now, I've rewatched Blue Lock like 8 times, not gonna lie.
have very
That may be
recently on
glazed, but
previous
I don't
year's
care.
list, and they just continued doing what they were doing so well. So for the first
I
time, it
watched
felt
like
right
2
just to do some
episodes last
quick
season, and it
honorable
had some
mentions for the
fan,
shows that helped define
service
my
in it,
year,
and I was
even
like,
if I don't have much new to say. But before we get to that, I want to have a quick word about today's sponsor,
Oh
Honkai
my
Star
God.
Rail, a free-to-play sci-fi RPG.
hey,
from
W
Koyaverse with
W
some of the most
sponsor,
iconic
but we here
characters
for the
they've ever made.
big. Give me the video. Yeah, money. It's on my money.
This year, we shifted gears Honkai Star Rail today. Thank you very much to Hoiverse for sponsoring me
Back to the
today.
video.
With that said, here are some of the honorable mentions. I actually really enjoyed this season of Oshinoko, maybe even more than the first season.
Really?
This year we shifted
I heard
gears to
season 2
spotlight the
was
Japanese
like,
theater,
you know what I'm
resulting in
saying?
some of the
It was
best
aight.
episodes we've seen in the entire series, with some insane direction at times that truly made you feel like you were living an authentic theater experience.
Whoa. Yo, shut up! I'm watching a movie!
I'm kind of starting to think that this show is at its best when Aqua isn't the main focus and when it can highlight other people's emotional journey through the world of entertainment.
I'm not gonna
There
lie,
were some
bro. I watched one
fantastic
episode and it was like an
character
hour
now
of
that
this.
manga
The
has
first
come to an
episode
end,
of
I'm
this.
sure we all
And it
have
was
a
heat.
lot to look forward to.
But
in
after
future
that,
seasons.
second episode just caught me off guard and it was kind of boring.
Mushoku
So like,
Tensei
left it.
diabolically dropped one of its best ever episodes on
Really?
Father's Day, then preceded it in the most Mushoku Tensei style possible, leaving me with some mixed feelings. Not so much with
A lot
the
of fan
development,
service in
but
this
more in the
anime,
manner
man.
in
I
which
can't
it
watch
was
this in front of my parents,
executed.
bro.
For a series that
I think it
historically
weird.
has had no problem spending as much time as it needs exploring the complexities of human emotions, this one felt a bit out of sync. I still enjoyed it, but for the first time it left a bitter aftertaste in my mouth. And I'm not talking about
Aftertaste?
whatever
What do you
Roxy's
mean?
been drinking. It was
Hey,
a delight
yo.
to see the wacky chemistry between the Konosuba
Oh
cast
my
is not
God,
felt
bro. I gotta get
boring
back
at
on this
all.
anime.
Demon Slayer
There was
a
nothing
10
wrong
out
about
of 10
this.
For one
Thank you.
episode. Before that,
What?
the weakest
Cap! Yo, chat. Yo, they don't understand though. It was the training arc though. Like, it was the training arc. It wasn't to the awesomeness of the awesome. You know what
season
I'm
so
saying?
far, shown by the fact that I
Of course it was boring. Of course it was boring. It's training.
3 out of 10 and didn't set the internet on fire.
Oh
Even
my
though I
God.
think that's a little low, because surely this moment alone should bring it up a bit.
Come on.
Then there were the two juggernauts of last year, Apothecary
was
Diaries
the L
and
rating.
Freeren, continuing their amazing run from 2023 to 2024.
Dude, I have to watch this
introduced
anime. I
my
have to
mom
watch this
Apothecary
anime.
Diaries
I have
this year,
to.
thinking it'll occupy her for a good week. And I thought I liked watching anime until I walked in one day later and she looks me in the eyes and goes, "It's done."
What?
I was too short. It was at this point I realized no matter how powerful I think I am, I can never hope to match the power level of Asian mums watching their soap operas. And while I preferred the first half of Freerun that aired last year, it still continued to be a stellar show.
You got me hooked, bro.
I
Give
know
me my
everyone's
money.
thirsting over this
Give me money.
green-haired girl, but I gotta say, the old man won my heart. A mage of principle and
man.
respect, reminding us
Whoa,
that you may be out of manner,
spoilers?
but you ain't out of hand.
Ain't no spoilers.
Showing the young'uns how to truly pound people up. No diddy. Make no mistake, if this was a simple one-sentence list, both of these
Hey,
shows
yo.
would have easily ended up in my top 5. And on the other end of the
I gotta
spectrum,
watch these,
there
bro. I
were
gotta
other
watch both of
returning
them.
shows like My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia was once
One of the GOAT Nugents. Oh my God. Deku. Bakugo.
the
No
golden
comments.
child
No
of
comment
shonen,
on what's
carrying
happening.
on the torch to a
Watch
new
it yourselves.
generation of
I'm not
anime
spoiling.
fans to a post-Big 3 era.
Oh
People
my!
loved it. People couldn't stop talking about it. Then one day, it felt like everyone woke up and just went, "Yo, this shit boring." My Hero became the punching bag of jokes, while
Whoa.
other titles rose up and grabbed the spotlight.
Why are people disrespecting My Hero like that? Like, it's a cool, bro. Like, I understand this season was kind of, you know, they could have showed Deku fighting a little bit more, you know, but that's like in the manga, they would have changed it up. No. Stick with the script. That's what they did. Stick with the script. And it was fire for the most part.
And as time went on, it felt like those jokes
Go.
turned into complaints, and then eventually those complaints turned
You know how anime fans be.
into indifference. And while it felt like many people had given up on it, I quietly continued watching in hopes that one day it would remind me of why I loved the series in the first place. And this year,
You too
I remembered
can
what it
become a
felt
hero.
like to go plus fucking ultra.
Plus Ultra! Get already! Oh my God, I love
In the
that.
age of action shonen, a lot of us have forgotten the beating heart
Love
of what
Deku.
My
I
Hero
love
Academia
Bakugo,
truly
bro.
excelled at. Its amazing attention to detail in its character writing and development. This is what has shined in these latest seasons, and on that playing field, only a few of its competitors can compete.
I lied, bro. This stuff not boring. I'm sorry. My Hero is not boring, bro. All seasons were fire. They were fighting the whole time, bro. If you have complaints about the season, bro, come see me.
However, if you come into this as another battle shonen anime,
Disrespectful.
you can definitely feel it being left behind when compared to the plethora of modern action spectacles its
God,
contemporaries
JJK,
have been showing
Demon
us.
Slayer,
Take this
Chainsaw.
fight. We have Fireman versus Ice Boy and friends. It's a one versus many brawl. Fireman blasts them with a super hot fire, immediately rendering the team useless, and punches Ice Boy. But Ice Boy has a technique that neutralizes his fire, because, you know, he's actually half fire, half ice. And then
I'm not gonna lie, this man's
Fireman.
spoiling.
But then Fireman brings out fire
I
that's
said put
even hotter than his
spoilers
previous
right here, bro.
fire,
This is
so
spoiling.
Ice Boy boy brings out his ultimate technique, and even called a super duper ice punch. It was at this point I realized I'm not watching an active brawl. I'm watching a turn-based battle on autoplay. I know this sounds like complaints, but this is all to say that if you are...
Why you do that? That was a complaint, bro. The fight was perfect. The fight was beautiful. I sat there, I was like, I was crying my tears out. Over here disrespecting my anime. What's up, bro? What's up? Come see me. Come see me.
Are able to get past all that, when you can focus on its strengths, when you
Disrespecting
see all
my
these
hero.
character storylines collide, it is able to go places few other shonen action shows are able to, and this season was a non-stop barrage of that. Endeavor
Bruh,
facing
that
the
fool in
mistakes
his
of
gear
his
shift,
parenting,
bruh.
Todoroki coming to terms with his
Cold
family
clean,
trauma,
bro.
Bakugo turned into a sympathetic boy, Ochiko proves she's more than just a good girl, Himiko proves
Yeah,
she's more
she
than
may
just a
be
crazy girl,
alright. She
Deku,
okay, hero. I'm
stop
not gonna lie.
listening to My Chemical Romance, All Might, Hawks, Dabi, Ida. They may be hype seeing Gentle again. Gentle? Fucking what? This almost didn't feel...
But that part, bro, I was rooting for Gentle. I root for a villain. The only time I root for a villain was when that knife dude, I
like
forgot
an
his name. He
action
was just
show.
on the
This
screen.
felt like an epic soap opera where
This
coincidentally
bloodlust
people
dude,
solve
bro.
their
That's the only
conflicts
time I
by
voted for
punching
another
each
villain.
other. It may not be doing what shonen action does best, but it is doing what My Hero Academia does best. Now, approaching the finish line to its legacy, it felt like My Hero has stood up for one last hurrah as it looked me dead in the eye and said, "Don't worry, kid."
Give me my money. Love my hero, bro. I love my hero.
Sometimes
Another
you come
mecha
across a
anime?
show that gives
me watch
absolutely
this.
zero fucks and condenses its entire
I've not watched
being
this,
into
sorry.
achieving one objective: having fun. That is Brave Bang Braver.
Okay,
this
teach
is
me.
what happens when you take the over-the-top ridiculous hype of Gurren Lagann, add a bit of Tokusatsu, and crash land it into the
Like Power
bad
Rangers, I'm not
bravado
gonna lie.
world of Top Gun. Don't make it about as straight as it too. It is a
What?
non-stop, glorious celebration of the
Why
best
are they
parts you can
singing?
find in the mecha genre, then throws logic out the window and amps everything up to 11. Cheesy speeches, fusion scenes, old school theme songs that will grow your beard 5 inches.
No.
It takes all of them, then proudly
No.
throws them in your face.
No.
Oh, what was that? Yes, 'cause you know what? Subtext is for cowards. It doesn't care if you get it or not because it's here to do its own thing. If you ask, why does a mecha have a function where it plays its theme song and projects its own background screen? Why is the US military trying to waterboard a giant robot? Why does the protagonist have karaoke subtitles so he can nail the speech during heroic moments? It'll look at you dead in the eye and say, fuck you because this is Bravern. BRAVGWBGW.
And that's why I've never heard this anime because nobody's watching it.
BBWGG.
I've not heard not one thing about this anime.
W. What does that spell?
Cringe.
It's a treat when you watch a show where you can tell every single person working on it was having a blast, and you get infected with that same joy. This is the shit post of Mecha, the YouTube poop of super robots. Forget a no bullshit show. This is an all bullshit show, and is damn proud of it. It's a show
I want
that
JJK.
hitting every single
What is
emotional
this?
beat it needs to.
What is
and takes
this?
one step back and laughs at itself.
Come on, wake up! おお、こんな時だったのにお盛んだな。
バカね。私たちもでしょ。
If you're still unsure about the appeal of mecha, if you're unsure of what makes super robots great, give
The
this
only
one a
mecha
watch.
I'm
This isn't
watching
just
is
a love
Darling in the
letter to
Franxx.
mecha
Be
genre.
quiet.
This will make you fall in love with mecha. You know, figuratively speaking.
I will not be watching this. This is not a top 10 anime of
You know.
2024. Stop it. Stop it.
No. Just hear me out. No, 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 Come no, on. no.
I'm
no,
not
no,
hearing you well,
no,
bro.
no.
That's
Like
demon.
many other people,
Okay, here we
watching
go.
anime can be my escape from reality. A place where you can enter a whole new world with stories that have absolutely no relation to the life you're living right now. So, what could be further from reality than a sci-fi show about alien invaders and the end of the world itself?
Oh, I want to
It's
watch
the
it. You
series
got me hooked.
apocalypse-
Right there, you've been got me hooked, bro. Way more than other anime. Like, bruh, ain't no way that was top 10. Now, this may be top 10. Let me hear more about it.
of all time, where the world is going through an unprecedented global event. Misinformation, conspiracy theories, and finger pointing have spread like wildfire on social media. Friendships are lost on where people stand with the issue of these aliens. Protests begin. Public trust is at an all-time low. The only thing that everyone can agree on is that nobody can agree on what to do next. Politicians
Okay.
prioritize the economy over
What?
anything else. More and more
That's just like saying the only thing people could agree on is that everybody's disagreeing. What?
It feels like there isn't a single competent person left in a position of power, and in between all that, the series asks, what does it feel like to be a teenager? Trying your best to grasp a sense of normalcy after living through major historical event after major historical event.
We're the robots.
This was the realist anime of 2024. Dead demons. Destructions takes a different approach to the First Contact story. This isn't about an invasion. This isn't about communication. This is about people feeling absolutely lost, trying to cope with a world that seems to be crumbling around them. It's a cynical, biting look at life that sometimes felt a little bit too uncomfortably reminiscent to reality, showing us that even during an apocalypse,
I'm slowly
life
going down
has to
slope
and will go on. But there is hope, because even during a chaotic time with aliens, spaceships, and sci-fi laser weapons, only then can the true heroes of society emerge.
What the heck is this blob doing on my screen? Do you not see how this dude's neck is literally his chin? This dude's neck is his chin.
父さん SNS にはびこる私意識高いですアピールを繰り返す勘違い野郎を探し出し心霊写真をポストし続けなきゃ
Oh, she got on a treadmill!
Ah, he's finally here.
Why is your neck your
Totally
chin?
accurate Twitter blue checkmark user.
Give me another one. Wait, I don't want to be spoiled. Please don't spoil this for me. I really want to watch it, bro. I want to watch it. It came back, bro. I can't believe it came back. I watched the first episode. I think I watched half of the first episode, but then I was like, no, I'm waiting until all the episodes come out and I'm gonna watch it.
When the last season of ReZero came out, I looked like this.
That's like
when
2018.
the first season of ReZero came out, I looked like this. When
my God.
ReZero is being written, I looked like this. It's
Like a
insane to
baby.
think that this show first blasting onto the scene, taking over the anime community was over 8 years ago. ReZero fans have been surviving, eating at scraps, but this year we got the start of an
was me.
all-new buffet
It was
with its
me.
return. They
I'm
brought
Artur's tribute.
everyone back for this one. Amelia, Krush, Felt, Anastasia, Priscilla, Subaru's newly acquired sassy Pokemon, Reinhardt, Julius, them, Let Me Solo Her, even
You better not spoil this, bro. If you do, I will come after you. And GTA, of course.
Rem fans were eating this season.
Yeah, of course. Rem's my life, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
If you were one of the people that thought Season 2 was a little slow in plot progression, Season 3 went, don't worry, I hear you, and started off by dropping a nuke on itself. This was a no bullshit, non-stop barrage of chaos. When you thought the situation...
Wait, chat. No. I can't get spoiled, chat. I deadass can't get spoiled. I can't do this.
couldn't get any worse, it does. Just when Subaru learned to value his own life and make an oath not to rely on the return by death mechanic, this pushed that commitment to the absolute limit. One, then two. Before he can even put out one fire, 10 more pop up. There reaches several parts where you think this is the point of no return, only for the series to hold and keep holding. Then it holds for another whole episode until you want to scream, please Subaru, there is no dishonor in typing FF15. This show has never been shy of introducing wacky, eccentric villains, and yet even this season had me going, good lord ReZero, as I jizz and breathe. Forget introducing one villain at a time, let's introduce them all from the entire spectrum.
Yo, best believe I'm watching this tomorrow.
So despicable. I genuinely hope every time he pees, it goes off in 2 streams and they both miss the toilet. They were introducing so many surprise villains, I was expecting one of the episodes to end like,
I was completely wrong, wasn't I? I had the dates wrong. All this time. Did he come on out?
Did he?
This was the action-packed season many of us asked for, and the real difference is just seeing how much Subaru is stepping up to the plate. It's been an absolute pleasure to see how much this is not the same Subaru we all recognize from the beginning. And now the dominoes are set up.
I'm supposed to be asleep
right
now. It's 12:16
in this arc's conclusion in 2025, and you bet your ass I'm gonna be there.
I'm watching this. I'm watching this tomorrow. I'm gonna go to school. I'm gonna be watching the anime in school. About this
in the
anime
world
too.
of anime, there's no place more brutal, more cutthroat, more bloody than the romance genre. Girls duke it out in the battlefield of the protagonist's heart. Tears are shed, hearts are broken.
I've low-key kind of got tired of romance anime, bro. I've got tired of romance anime when I finally found out that romance anime, it's not even like a good ending. It's basically like the girl gets what to do. You know the girl's gonna do the end.
And blood,
like
protein is spilled, but
makes
as we
sense,
all
though.
know, there can
It
only
does
be
make sense.
one.
It's romance anime. It's
Two.
kids romance anime.
100. 0 winners, while the losers are there just left to rot. But this year, too many losing heroines saw all that and went, Just because a girl lost doesn't mean she wasn't best girl in the show. And anime girls with short blue hair deserve to be the main heroine for once.
Rim?
And cute tomboys and awkwardly shy chicks deserve their time in the spotlight too.
All right, everyone stop clapping. Everyone stop clapping after we just said that.
And I want a little sister who's way too overprotective and calls me your Nii-chan because I love my little sisters.
No one's clapping.
Too many losing heroines was the answer to all of that. It looked at romance anime and said, I'm tired of this single elimination bullshit. Where the hell is my losers bracket? And losers is all we see. 1, 2, 3 girls, all rejected by the man they love, coming together to form enough copium to rival the average man.
That's actually really sad,
We've
bro.
seen romance anime where a girl loses, accepts her defeat, and that's the end of it. But this asked, what kind of reaction do we get after that point? Yahoo! This was the greatest hits montage of the saddest and funniest coping mechanisms people can find themselves when they're just in their lowest points. It's messy, it's emotional, it's sometimes just hilariously pathetic, and in between all of them is the victim
You do not have to sit there and put that video
of their non-consensual trauma dump. When I first saw this setup, I thought
Just
I had
saying.
the show all figured out. Oh, here we go again. A laid-back, reserved guy paired with some loud, energetic, Genki anime girl. Wow, that's a trope I've never seen before. But as you watch, it doesn't play out how you think. The trigger never gets pulled. The patented anime blush scene never happens. And all we're left with is a guy forming a real friendship by just letting these girls feel like they don't have to deal with all of this alone. Too Many Losing Heroines was a different kind of rom-com in a highly competitive year full of them. There's a genuine sense of community with the cast as you're able to laugh
So
at
is
them
this
at
really
their
a romance
highest
anime?
points and really feel for them at their lowest. It's a show that knows
Kinda
when
got
to
me
laugh
hooked.
at itself and when to take itself 100%
Stop putting that in there.
seriously, selling you on all these emotions, anger, emptiness, denial, that knee-jerk conclusion that you just lack any self-worth, all in its 12-episode run. Losing Heroines was a different kind of rom-com in a highly competitive year full of them, and I say this as someone who's just not as interested in high school romance shows anymore. As a 34-year-old married man, there is just far less for me to relate to nowadays. Even if a show is decent, any school romance is going to have a hard time getting on my list. It can't just be good. It can't just be great. It's gotta be bloody fantastic.
All right, I'm not gonna lie, you've got me hooked. You've got me hooked. I'll watch it. I'm lying. I'll watch it, but not like when I'm watching that tomorrow.
As an epidemic.
Like
I don't know
tomorrow.
when it started, but it felt like I woke up one day and 90% of them collectively agreed to do exactly the same thing. Let's just make a guilt-free, comfy show with minimal conflict, drama, and progression,
What?
showing daily interactions of some shy guy and a girl. Except the girl has the thing. You know
What's
what
the
I mean?
thing?
The thing. Maybe she
What's the
communicates in
thing?
Russian. Maybe she's just legally fucking blind. Maybe the thing is that she has undiagnosed schizophrenia.
What's the
Where
thing?
the hell did this all come from? Some call this an offshoot of the teasing genre, some call it comfort romances, and some call it bait for lonely dudes who get no bitches and stack no
Oh,
paper. With how
I
much
hate
this
this
is all
dude, bro.
blending together, I'm starting
He
to call
just
this
sells.
shit the isekai of the romance genre. And now I'm doubly convinced I'm never going to be able to look at one of these shows the same ever again because the dangers in my heart completely blows all of them out the water.
Wait.
No hooks, no gimmicks. This was just the purest depiction I've ever seen
Pure
in
romance?
anime of two people falling in love. Now, a wise man once said,
I think love is just like cringe.
you know what? I stand by that. We can do some cringe-ass shit when we think we're in love. It's that winky face you sent to that person once that keeps you up at night wondering why you thought it was a good idea. It's that corny shit we clowned on in love songs, but secretly you wanted to feel just once. It's that dumbass joke you nervously blurted out in front of them that had everyone looking at you funny and made you want to crawl in a corner and just
He's
disappear.
speaking facts,
but
bro.
it
He
didn't
is speaking
fucking matter
facts.
when you realize that they were the only one that laughed. That is the dangers. in
Dang,
love.
she tall.
This isn't about
She be the
chicks.
NBA, ain't
It's not
it?
about the will they won't.
She would dunk on
It's about two
someone.
people slowly discovering a form of comfort that only the other person can provide. Not just someone that feels.
Isn't
that
she like
form of
18? He look
companionship, but
14.
The one person who can break down that
Hey,
bullshit
yo.
barrier you put around
Somebody catching a
yourself
case in
and
this
accepts
anime.
you for that person you're scared to show the outside world. Here are two people just genuinely becoming the best versions of themselves when they're with each other, and God. Isn't that what it's all about? This didn't feel like some crush. This didn't
I don't
feel
know,
like some
bro.
contrived
I've seen a lot of
love
romance
story.
anime,
This
and
is
this just seems
romance.
like every
It's
single.
purest fucking
This
form,
is
and a
that's what I'm saying. It seems like pure romance. Like it's cool, but like it's just pure romance. Like ain't no twist or nothing. Like
reminder of what falling in love should.
I want a
feel.
romance
In
where
the
it's like a
race of modern
hardship,
great romance anime.
a real
Trying to
hard
find your
hardship
summer love
being
is
together.
war? Well, get ready. For Yamada-kun, love is cringe.
This doesn't seem like it though. Girls Band Cry. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, we're getting into the top 5, and I just want to say, where's all the good anime? I'm playing. Chill. Don't get on me. Girls Band Cry.
Girls Band Cry has girls.
What is this?
In a band.
Is this 3D?
That
And they cry? I don't like it. Why is it 3D?
Anime
Let's start playing the
is not
game.
new to the girl rock band concept. It all started in 2009 with Girls Band
I gotta watch
Shy.
this.
2 years ago saw the uprising of the highly beloved
gotta watch
Girls
this one too.
Band Shy, even tangentially in shows like Angel Beats that gave us Girls Band Die. We know
Wow,
what dynamic to
okay.
expect. Cute girls doing cute things, chasing their dreams, trying hard while having a jolly good
gonna
time
watch
making
some
new
fun anime,
friends,
bro.
and
I'm not even close
look
to
how
finishing one
adorable they are when they interact with each other. And then there's Girls Band Cry.
Is everybody just arguing? Oh my god, argue, bicker. That's horrible. I don't wanna watch this. Oh my god, you almost got hit by Chukun.
These aren't your pristine, perfect
Yo?
idol girls. They argue, talk shit to each other, throw tantrums. Our main girl Nina has a public outburst, gets told to be quiet, and calmly responds by throwing a fucking lamp at him.
What?
Nina is your average New Yorker, but it's this brutal honesty with each other that
Hey.
makes this show feel so real. Their friendship seems so genuine. The drama is not some cutesy nothing burger. Every person is carrying some trauma, a character flaw they live with. These
Not gonna
girls
lie, why is it
act
3D
like
though?
girls. They can come off as childish. They can make naive decisions on their journey, and they, get this, do not get rewarded for it. This is no fairy tale, no idealistic story about chasing your dreams. This is a down-to-earth look at the harsh reality of staying true to yourself no matter what the world is telling you. But even so, they refuse to betray their character. These girls embody the true spirit of rock, both its ups and its downs, and it's through watching their struggles do you get some of the finest drama you can find all year. Ew, isn't this CG? Alright, get the fuck over here. No!
Listen, apart from its CGI, it sounds pretty good. I like realistic animes. I do like me a realistic anime. But CGI though? Blue Lock kind of ruined that for me, buddy.
But enough of your shit. I get that anime fans
You
have
know.
a Pavlovian response
You
anytime
know.
they see CG, but this is some of the best I've seen outside of Studio Orange. There's not a single moment where something interesting isn't happening in frame. Every movement adds so much character, micro expressions that perfectly emphasize emotions, and concert scenes that bring the fucking hype to the fantastic music. Speaking of which, ooh, the piano. That piano.
Oh my god! She going crazy?
Girls Band
Yeah,
Cry takes
all
it back
of it
to
is.
basics.
You
Great
got me
writing,
hooked.
Great characters,
You got me.
great banter,
You got me. You
and
say music,
piano
I got
keys that bring
you.
joy
Say
upon
less,
my
bro.
ears.
Oh my god! No, I'm checking it out. I'm sorry. I'm checking it out. I'm actually checking it out. My bad. This is why you don't disrespect anime. Who is this dude?
In this day and age, we've seen it all. Thrillers, gangster stories, pirates,
Gangsta.
ninjas, knights.
Hey,
It's
yo.
so rare to see a concept
Don't
that
disrespect
hasn't been
I mean,
done
Naruto like
before.
that.
A story yet to be told, and Orb on
Give
the
it to me,
moons
give
of
it to
the
me.
Earth was all of that, and so much more. In a time when faith was the dominating school of thought, when studying science was the Asian parent equivalent of finding out your kid wants to go to art school, what
Oh.
if you had to prove to everyone that the Earth isn't the center of everything, but we're actually a rock flying thousands of miles per hour through the vastness of space, held down by this invisible force you can't touch, see, or smell? Oh, you think you can do that? I bet you still secretly give Pluto the planet pass when no one's around, you lying prick. Orb isn't just the story of heliocentrism. It's a captivating tale showing how one simple idea can change the course of so many lives. An idea that just won't die no matter how many times you try to extinguish it. It passes from person to person, generation to generation. This story is a testament to the lengths people will go in the pursuit of truth, in the face of adversity, in the face of unimaginable pain. Nothing can cage humanity's desire to look at the universe.
All I heard is this is a villain saga, plus ReZero, plus yeah.
verse and go,
I'm playing for it.
if Dr.
I
Stone
understand
makes
that, Chris.
scientists look cool, this is a full-on celebration of the scientific method.
I don't know,
When the
Dr.
universe
Stone's
looks
pretty
down
hard
at
to come
us and
close to,
says,
buddy.
I will never reveal my secrets to you. Humanity looks up and replies, fuck
It's
you,
hard
we're
to
going to
come
try
close to
anyway.
Dr.
This is
Stone,
both the
bro.
brutal reality and true beauty that comes in that pursuit of knowledge. How many people laid the groundwork of research and died just before a massive breakthrough? Are the real heroes of science the ones who come up with the correct ideas, or the ones who suffer the heartbreak of realizing they've dedicated their life work researching down the wrong path and yet still accept it, knowing that the next person will now know what not to do? It's the legacy of all these unsung heroes of science that Orb wants you to think about. This isn't about a life, but the lives of the people that give us the understanding of the world we have today. It
Boy,
never
he
stops
was not like
reminding
that.
us that through every great individual,
Not like
every
that.
achievement, every giant leap humanity takes stands on the back of the work of the people that came before them. No matter what.
I don't know, but it's
arcade
like
thinking
Villain
that existed
Saga
back then that
plus
could halt the
Monster
progress
plus
of
ReZero.
humanity.
Well, it doesn't look like
誰も
ReZero,
が簡
but
単に文字を使えたらゴミのような情報で溢れ返ってしまう。
Wait, hold on a second. This
What did
guy
he
might be
say?
onto something.
huh? Alright, bro, we better be hopping into some good, good animes. No offense, like they're good, but like I haven't watched them. Like, where's My Hero? Where's Blue Lock? Where's Bleach? That should really be top 3. One Piece. I guess he's talking about a new anime in 2024. Like, if that's the case,
Really
this
felt
makes more
like
sense.
Anime rediscovered its love for pure fantasy shows this year, with Freeren leading the charge with
Okay,
a
I gotta
tale
watch
that
this.
spoke straight to our
Gotta watch
souls.
this, gotta watch it,
We
gotta watch
laughed,
it.
we cried, and the community replied, "Damn, that's deep." While all this was going on, another show was cooking with a
Simps,
different
bruh.
approach. It had elves, it
And that
had
could be
dragons, it
good.
had dungeons, but looked at all these monsters and went,
Feast mode activated. Hashtag hungry.
What?
FeedMeMore.com.
Dungeon Meshi satiated all our appetites by giving us a different kind of fantasy show.
that, bro?
When I saw this, I thought, wow, finally, an anime where people just want to eat monsters and not want to fuck them. It presents itself as a low-stakes, comfy cooking show.
You know, you
It hits
know.
you with an attention to detail in its world building that most fantasy anime could only dream of. From the biology to the concepts, it takes these well-known creatures and reimagines them in a way to give them a sense of credibility that makes you forget that you're watching a fictional story and not some nature documentary. It'll introduce you to these treasure bugs, insects shaped like coins and jewelry that target unsuspecting prey, and you're like, ah, okay, that's kind of like real-life bugs.
Hey!
Camouflage
Get off my
themselves in
screen.
nature. 2 episodes later, we see our
Get off my
first
screen.
mimic, and if you're familiar with fantasy,
so
mimics
bad.
are some of the most well-known monsters
I don't wanna watch this
responsible for
anime.
many of your in-game deaths, I'm sure.
my God,
But here,
fuck
Dungeon
Elden
Meshi
Ring.
gives them that believability by imagining them
That's why I
as
finished the
giant
first
hermit
game.
crabs that gravitate towards chests as their home. Makes sense. But then, seemingly on a totally unrelated note, a treasure bug is found near it. Then one of the characters casually mentions, oh yeah, that's because the treasure bugs lay their eggs on the mimics so the larvae feed on them and they mature in there. And then it clicks. Oh, that's why these treasure bugs conveniently find their way into chests, perfectly placed for some unsuspecting adventurers to find. And this was the exact point. My mind fully comprehended the exact scope of this world building. These aren't just random
Right.
monsters scattered around. This is an
Why,
ecosystem
though?
where every single thing is interconnected. There is no part that exists solely in a bubble. Every piece of this world has been carefully crafted and interwoven with a level of care that's rare to see anywhere. And you're telling me this
This is
level
for
of
the fan-
craftsmanship
I
is
mean,
being
fantasy
used in a
lovers.
make-believe comfy
Anime
cooking
fantasy
show?
lovers.
This is the moment when you fall into its trap. Oh! Oh!
What was that?
God fucking damn it. When Dungeon Meshi shows its
What
true
was that,
hand,
bro?
you realize the food was simply a vehicle to prep you for what the dungeon really is. This is
What?
a brutal environment we are nowhere near close to understanding or taming. This is not your comfy fantasy world. This is a Maiden Abyss style Lovecraftian nightmare. A world that runs on its own set of rules beyond human comprehension that we have only just taken a single step into. Yet
Well,
even
this
through
took a
this game,
twist.
the series never loses its heart.
I thought it was
The
just a full
lovable leads
fantasy,
always
nothing
remain
bad
true to
happening.
themselves. Marcial is still playing Elden Ring. Senshi is playing Cooking Mama.
Kill me, kill me,
Chilchuck's
kill me.
playing
So
Slay the
done
Spire.
with Elden Ring.
Izatsumi just brought Stray. Everyone else is trapped in Darkest Dungeon. Meanwhile, Laios is in the corner going,
Okay, bro.
FeedMeMore.com.
Stop
Dungeon Meshi
eating.
invites you to have a taster of this living, breathing world, and you forget for a moment that none of it's actually real. It'll lull you into its cozy vibe and smack you round the head when you get too comfortable, and by the end of it, sits you down to enjoy another delectable meal while you reflect on the journey. In summary,
I don't know about that. It sounds alright. It doesn't even sound better than other anime I review. You know what I'm saying, bro? Best Nugent. What are you talking about? Don't try
1
me.
year. Maybe you've been watching it for
Goats.
5 years.
Goats.
Maybe even 10.
Go anime.
But I'm sure you remember that feeling of watching those first 10 shows. That excitement of discovering this whole new medium where everything
Peak,
felt
bruh,
fresh.
peak.
It was a place that operated on its own set of rules, not bound by the ideas you were used to. There was a weirdness to it you couldn't find anywhere else, and every new episode you watched, something unpredictable lay just around
Pause. Pause on that, man. Pause on that Diddy monster.
the corner. I've been watching anime for 20 years, and Dandadan its formula for success has been repeated over generations. So when a new title gets adapted, we normally know what the rules are. And Dandadan starts by taking that rulebook and setting it on fire. At first you think, okay,
Perfect.
it's another battle shonen. Then you realize,
No.
hold on, it's actually a rom-com. No,
Yep.
sci-fi. Wait,
Yep.
it's a supernatural.
Yep.
Maybe actually it's
everything.
even a horror. You go through this entire notion before it even occurs to you that 90% of this show revolves around some dude getting his balls back. This is
Yeah,
what
that's
happens
true.
when you throw everything
Lucky
against the
forgot about
wall and
that.
say, fuck it, we ball. You could be the strongest observation haki user and still be unable to predict what happens next. When you expect it to go forwards, it goes sideways. When you say
Yo,
jump,
pause
it
on that
asks,
scene. The Rock, what are you doing?
it exudes this
The
childish
Rock.
freedom of expression
You
you
lost your
forget
order.
how to do as an adult. And the most incredible thing is that somehow, some way, it is able to take all this
Love this
chaos
anime, bro.
and keep everything
Watch it since
cohesive.
episode 1.
This is a show that can make you laugh, make you cry, make you hype, leave
Yo, this was so stupid. That scene right there, bro.
cohesive.
Let me stop.
This is a show that can make you laugh, make you
This scene was so stupid, bro. I've never wanted to just sit there and smack. I don't even know. This is just this thing right here. This is not a man. It's not a woman. It's a thing. I want to smack him so bad, bro.
cry, make you hype, leave you in absolute awe in some of its most beautiful moments, all while
Oh my
staying
God,
true to
beautiful
its
moment.
own special brand of weirdness. In the
You-
sanitized, safe,
Oof.
risk-free world of modern entertainment, watching this reminded me of the childish excitement I should feel when watching a new anime. And the only thing holding this
Everything,
from
bro.
the top spot is that we've barely taken a step off the starting line.
What's number one? You better give me a good number one.
You know, if I'm being super honest, I don't even like drawing manga. It's a pain in the butt.
Bro, if you don't get yo, what are you talking about? Over Dandadan? Over Dandadan. Over Dandadan.
And why do you draw, Fujino?
I've heard about this anime, but there's no way it's better than Dandadan. I'm sorry.
If you would, for a second, indulge me on this anecdote I think about a lot. It's 3 a.m. in the year 1988. An audio engineer in Hawaii is picking up after a late night of work when his phone
listening.
rings. On the other
I'm
end
understanding.
was a local musician
getting
who
mad.
asked if he can come in and record something. Of course, the engineer told him that he was closing and they could easily come in the next day, but the guy pleaded to let him record this idea he desperately wanted to see through. 15 minutes later, that person came in. He played one song, one take, and it was over. For years, that recording would lay dormant, only to actually be released 5 years later. That guy was Israel Kamakavivole, and that recording was his now world-famous rendition of Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Hey, what?
This story has always stuck with me. For anyone who's ever created something, sometimes you have that project, that idea that hits you when inspiration strikes and refuses to leave. You'll think about it when you're taking a shower, when you're having lunch, when you're working on
Sound like
anything
YouTube.
else. Like a parasite, it
Sound-
festers in your
sound like
mind,
me too.
waiting for you to
I'm
materialize.
thinking about, ooh, what am I gonna do today? Okay, all right, Go through class. I just want to get back home. YouTube.
it. And you
Gotta be
know
more
you
consistent,
have
bro.
to see it through.
Lock
Not
in.
for money, not for clout, not for any sense of personal
It's because it's fun,
responsibility,
bro.
but because you just need
It's
to.
fun.
On every single level. That is the
Oh,
exact
well, I
feeling
guess I need
get
to,
when
too, but,
watching
like, I
Look
have fun doing
Back.
this.
A need to make, a need to create. Look Back was many things. It's a love letter to the creative process. It's an
I need to make
exploration to
TikToks.
why people make
When I see people
art.
doing
It's a
TikTok dance,
homage
I need
some
to
of
make
the most
TikToks.
tragic events that have happened in the industry, but more than that, there is this overwhelming sense of an author coming to terms with his own personal struggles, speaking directly through these characters that he's created. Coming from the mind that gave us Fire Punch and Chainsaw Man, this was a shot shockingly simple, soulful tale of two artists and their journey of creating for each other, creating for money, creating for pride, creating for themselves. This is a film that encapsulates the entire spectrum of emotions for anyone who's ever made anything, in a way only someone who's felt the depths of those feelings could portray. That excitement of finishing your first work, the struggle of knowing you can do better, that deep insecurity that you're just inadequate, the euphoric explosion of having your work recognized, the emptiness you feel when you've forgotten why you started this journey in the first place, and that moment when you doubt it all and ask, was it all worth it? In 1 hour, this film packs more emotional depth than most anime can fit in an entire season through simple, beautiful storytelling. It felt like a story that was made simply because someone needed to put it all out there. It's jam-packed full of the rawest human emotions, like you're watching somebody scream from their soul. Lines that feel so intimate, you're unsure if you're watching two characters talk to each other or a person having a conversation with themselves. This is the kind of personal story that's so rare to experience, and when I see someone laying themselves bare, it's hard for me not to be deeply moved. I've experienced this story 3 times now, and every time has given me something different. I read the manga and cried at the pure beauty of the storytelling and emotions on display. I watched this in theaters and cried experiencing this story again so perfectly brought to life. I put this on when it got its home release and cried feeling such a profound connection to what the creators must have felt when making this, and after every single time, without fail, it gave me a reminder of why the hell I'm doing what I'm doing right now. I'm sure some of you may think that putting a movie as my #1 anime this year feels like a cop-out, and yeah, it kind of is. I often try to make it a point to keep anime films and series separate. I've never put a movie in any of these rankings before, but no matter how much I reflected, no matter what other shows I put here, nothing else felt right. It had
I'm not gonna lie, this sounds very
back.
interesting.
Not because I wanted to give it
Very
exposure,
interesting.
not because of some
But
review score,
#1?
not because of any arbitrary qualifications.
Dandadan's top 2, and it ain't #2. Respectfully, this sounds good. Like, this sounds peak film, but Dandadan, peak film.
I put it here because simply, I just needed to.
Thank you for another amazing year. Thank you, Gigguk, for making this W video. I'm not gonna lie, if we're not counting for the new anime of 2024, I would say the best anime of this year that came out would be Bleach. It's an amazing run. There's no misses in Bleach. Y'all let me know what anime y'all think should be #1 in 2024 anime. If y'all like the video, like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, follow me on my social media, and I will see y'all in the next video, y'all. We're on our way to 2 subs, so bye. Deuces, y'all.